Hello, I'd like to show you today in this video how to sign up a new account in Titan Trade Club. You can see here that I've logged into my back office, and there's a few places you can initiate this process. One is up at the top here, to register. You can see your link. You can click the copy button to copy that to the clipboard, or you can click on it to take you to the sign up page. You can also go over to the left to the gray bar area and select the menu item New Accounts. So I'll just show you what happens. I click this and it brings me to the sign up page. So a couple things you want to make sure when you're signing up, if you're signing someone else up or if you are signing yourself up with a link someone gave you, make sure that in the address bar at the top that the name is correct. You don't want to sign up under the wrong person. Once you make an account and fund it, it can't be moved. So you really want to make sure that you're in the right place. You can also check here where it says sponsored by whoever it is. You want to make sure that that's the right person. If you don't recognize that name, contact the person who sent you the link or the person you're supposed to be signing up with to make sure that you're actually on the correct team. So the first thing I want to do here is put in a login name. This is just a user ID. This is going to want to be something that you like. You know, this is going to be something you're going to share with people. It's what's going to be in your registration link. So something that's easy to type, something that's easy to remember, something you like to see. You're going to want to put an email in right here. The ID number is going to be whatever ID that you're going to send them to verify your account. It could be a passport, it could be a driver's license, something like that, state ID card, whatever it may be, just put that in here. Type in your name, your birth date, and your gender. Click next, put the address in. When you get to the country, I like to type in the first few letters of the country. It makes it a lot easier than scrolling. So just here for my example, I typed in UNIT and it brings up United States of America. Very easy to click on. The scrolling feature in this can be a little bit bulky. For phone number, just put in a number that you can use for text messages. I've not received anything at a phone number for this. I've not received any calls or text messages of any kind. I like to use a mobile phone just in case that becomes something they do in the future. You can use landlines, although also. All right, gonna put my password in. Make sure when you're putting passwords in these things that you use a good, strong, long password that you don't use everywhere else. When it comes to cryptocurrency and really anything online, your best defense is having a password that's not easy to guess. And in case someone got a password from one of your sites, you wouldn't want them to be going around to every other site out there and be able to get in just because they had your password for one site. So a little bit of computer security here. Use different passwords everywhere. Make sure you write down what you typed in. There are password reset features. It's easier if you don't have to use them. So just make sure that you know what you're typing in. I like to sometimes cut and paste this information from a text editing program just to make sure that I know what I'm typing in. I'll even go to the length of pasting whatever I have in the clipboard once I've copied it back into the text editor so I can see exactly what is in the clipboard when I'm pasting it in. So on this screen, you're going to select your package that you would like to purchase. The more you put in, the more you can earn because you'll be trading on more. The packages are delineated at these levels here. There are bonuses as far as how much you can earn and how the comp plan pays out depending on going up in level. So if you're not sure what level you'd like to join at, talk to the person who introduced you to this program, and they can help you decide. The minimum that you can come in for is this 0.05 package. They add this fee in automatically, so you don't need to calculate that in when you put this number in. So, for example, if I want to come in for the least amount, this is what I'm going to type in there. If I want to come in at the silver level, then what I'm going to want to do is type in at least the minimum for the silver level, just like this. It will add in the rest for you. Same thing with the gold level. You type in this amount. If you would like to get one of these limited time founders packages, it needs to be deposited all at one time. So if you put in 3, you can't just put in 2 later and then have it upgrade to a founder. The founder has to be a chunk of at least 5.01 deposited. So for now, I'm going to put in this lowest amount here. I'm going to scroll down, click on Finish. And here it's going to take me to my invoice page. So this is my back office. You can't really get very far in the back office right now until you fund it. If you click on Dashboard, it's just going to take you right back to this page. If you do end up at this page here, you can see that the invoice was generated. You can click on the magnifying glass to view. It takes me back to show me the invoice, and I can click Pay Now. Now, if by chance I put in the wrong amount or I changed my mind, I can generate a new invoice by going over here to Buy Pack, and then it takes me right back to this screen. You don't need to worry about the old invoice if you don't want to use it. You can make a new one right here. In this case, I am going to use the old invoice, so I'm going to click on Invoices on the gray menu bar to the left, click on the magnifying glass to view the invoice. I'm going to click on Pay Now so that I can see the payment information. Okay, so here we see the payment information, and I'd like to point out a few things. This 34-digit alphanumeric number is your Bitcoin hash ID. This is also called a wallet address or a send or a receive address. This number is okay to share with people. It's not like an account number that you don't want to give out to just anyone. The worst thing someone can do if they have this number is to send you Bitcoin. So if you're sharing this number for someone else to pay for you, that's okay. It's secure. The next thing I'd like you to know is that this is the wallet address you are going to send your payment to from your external wallet. You can send from blockchain.info, coinbase.com, or a Ledger wallet, something like that. If you don't know what you're doing, just make sure you ask for help first. There's a few easy errors that can be made that we know what to look for, and unless you know 100% what you're doing, just ask for some guidance on this step to avoid any issues that might be kind of difficult to overcome later. The next thing I would like to point out is this number right here. This 0.1 Bitcoin is the amount that this invoice was generated for. And before Titan Trade Club funds the account, they're going to need to see that whole amount come through to this wallet address right here. So when you're sending, you need to make sure that you have more than 0.1 Bitcoin in the wallet you're sending from. If you have only exactly 0.1 Bitcoin in your wallet and you try to send 0.1 Bitcoin, Titan Trade Club's only going to get 0.99 something something. And that's because of transaction fees being deducted from the amount you're sending. So make sure you have something like 0.11 or 0.105 in your wallet if you're sending 0.1. You always want to have a little bit extra to account for those transaction fees. The other thing you want to make sure is that when you're sending this amount, make sure that you're sending 0.1 Bitcoin and not just $0.1. If you send an amount and it didn't quite send the whole amount, you need to make up the difference by sending it to this same wallet address here. And once the cumulative total is reached of 0.1 or whatever your amount might be, Titan Trade Club will recognize that the full amount has come through and they will process the payment. The other thing I've seen is that sometimes people want to send from several different wallets. While I wouldn't necessarily advise that, you could send half of this from one wallet and then half of it from another wallet, as long as you're sending it to the same wallet destination here. As soon as they see the whole amount, again, they will fund it. The next thing I'd like to point out is only for the people who are already in the system and who are funding someone else's account internally. So if you want to take some of your commissions or your trade earnings and pay someone else's invoice to sign them up, then you're going to need these two pieces of information. You're going to need the invoice number, and you're going to need the user ID, which up here you can see where to find that is just for show. Those are the two pieces of information you'll need to fund this invoice from within the Titan Trade Club system. So I hope this has helped you. The sign-up process is fairly simple, and there are a few things to look out for. If you have any questions, contact your sponsor or someone who knows how to help. We are here to help. Thank you very much. Have a great day.